Hello, my name is Gail and I just finished last year's 369 Conscious Creator Journey with Claire. And I found this video quite hard to make because I'm thinking, where do I even start to describe the whole process? But I think I do want to start by saying that if you're watching this and you feel a small curiosity or a little nudge inside of you that says, maybe this is for me, maybe I should do this too, then I say to you with my whole heart, absolutely go for it and do it. Don't even think about it, just do it, because I promise you, you will not look back. For me, it has been the most life-changing, but the most incredible and magical thing that I have ever done and ever experienced in my whole life. And even that my there that's speaking is my heart and soul that says that. You know, I really, really mean it. I suppose to kind of go back and give you a bit of a background. This time last year, I was working at a desk job in HR and I was married. And I mean, since I'm a kid, I've always been into art and drawing and painting in my spare time. And, you know, maybe sometimes call myself an artist. Always knew that I wanted to be an artist. You know, any chance I could get, I was drawing or painting. Like, that has always been my love. So the fact that even I ended up in this desk job in HR, I think just kind of shows how much, you know, I didn't really ever stop to think, okay, why am I here? Does this kind of a life, you know, actually do something for me and make me happy? The answer to that was a resounding no, because this time last year, I was so unhappy. Like, I'm naturally such a positive, light-hearted, happy person. But, you know, that way of living, like, you leave school, you go to college, you get a good job, you get married, you buy the house, get a mortgage, have kids, get a pension, retire. That just, you just get so swept up in that. And when you don't think for yourself, you just try to live up to the expectations of others and society and everything like that. And before you know it, I mean, the life was completely and utterly sucked out of me. I was lifeless. And you know, I actually feel a bit emotional saying that, but I think it's emotional in the sense that I remember where I was, but the fact that where I am now is the complete opposite. I feel so much life. And I think the emotion actually is, again, just for this journey and for Claire just as a whole, because I have so much love and so much gratitude that I'm not in that place anymore. I can actually see and think clearly. You know, I see and I feel for myself. So yeah, when I did join the journey, I was a very unhappy person and I was very, very stuck. And like that, I did have that little feeling inside me that thought, okay, maybe this is the way, this is how I'll get unstuck. And so I just started last January, hoped for the best. I had no expectations, didn't know. I think I felt really quite nervous for the first call. And I just remember I spoke my intention that I want to be free. And intentions are everything. Because from that moment, the whole path worked its way to allow me to be free. So I quit my job which I thought was going to be the hard part. It was probably the easiest part because I hated it anyway. I mean, no artist should be stuck behind a desk working in HR. I mean, Jesus Christ. Anyway, and then after that, me and my husband separated. So even during the journey itself, I did experience a lot of low and tough, really, really tough moments. But I didn't go through any of that alone. I went through it in this space that Claire created that is so safe, that, you know, acknowledges where you are, but shows you the way, shows you the expansion, shows you and reminds you of you. Like, who am I? What do I want? What do I feel? But I think what happens in those moments is you learn so much trust in yourself, in your path, in why you're here. And though they are hard and a little bit like, holy shit, I'm just free falling here, like, where the hell am I going to land? You start to think, it doesn't even matter because I actually just trust. I was so goddamn unhappy, and I always knew from when I was a teenager that I was here for a reason, that I have a purpose, and no matter what the hell happens, I'm going to be okay, and this is actually happening for the greater good of me and for everybody involved. And going through all of those processes, yeah, they're hard, but I didn't do them alone. I was part of this journey with Claire, with the other group of women. So during all of our calls, there was just this space that was so safe and just bursting with love. And, you know, you learn your own strength. That love and strength is just mirrored right back at you, and you, again, just that trust and confidence in yourself just grows and grows and grows to finally, now you're out the other side of it. You know, I'm more than okay. Those hard moments, I'm so happy that I went through them, and I'm so bloody grateful that I went through them. You know, everything happens for a reason. Everything had to happen the way it did. I see that now, and I have such a greater perspective on life, and I wouldn't have that if it wasn't for this journey. I feel like my whole video seems quite emotional. I just have just love and gratitude for the whole thing. And that's why I say again that if you've watched this far and you think, you know, there's something more to life here, then I promise you, like, there is, and you will see it and you will find it. And there's no need to go through it alone. I think you really just start to experience life so much differently, and you have such a huge perspective on what's actually going on. Like, there is absolutely no need to be living in the Matrix, sitting at your desk, being unhappy. Let me tell you. I mean, we have to go through it all to see the light, but there ain't no need for that. Like, even now you meet new people, or you have interactions with people, and you see them differently, or you see the purpose of that meeting differently. You notice the moon in the sky. For me, there are hundreds of rainbows in the sky every single day. And I never noticed that before until this journey. And you just see the magic. There is magic all around. And going through this journey with Claire, no matter what that journey might have in store, if you trust that you will start to see the magic at the end of it and live magic at the end of it, then boy oh boy is it worth all of your time. And choosing yourself is one of the best things you can ever do. So just as a continuation from the first video, one word that I would use to describe the journey, I kind of have two, but one would be magical. I think I've already used that word quite a few times already in my video, and it's something that I would kind of say on the daily now, I think. The whole thing from start to finish was magical, and your mind and your eyesight expands so much that you just see magic everywhere. So that would be my one word. But also kind of underneath that, I think the word freedom or freeing also comes to mind. I think, well, my initial intention was that I wanted to be free, and I most certainly feel that. And that feeling is stronger and stronger every day. And then my favorite part of the process, that is a tough one. Where do I start? I guess my favorite part, Jesus, I loved it all. But I think I'm just going to use my art and what's happened with that as the favorite part and like the outcome. So, I mean, I think I might have mentioned a little bit, like at the start of this, I drew a lot of buildings and architecture. It was mostly black and white, fine line pen drawings, which I absolutely loved. I loved the detail. I loved the process of creating that art and those drawings. But one thing that I always said since like I'm a child was that I just didn't understand how artists could come up with their own paintings or imaginary scenes. I was like, this is so impossible. Like, how do you think of stuff like this? And even like painting on a canvas, it's stuff that I've definitely would have tried in the past, and I definitely enjoyed it. But I just kind of automatically picked up like the pens, and just kind of ignored the painting kind of part of art. I don't really know why. But then during the journey, because it's obviously so much about slowing down, learning to be present, how you feel, what's coming through you. And certainly for me as an artist, it's the realization of my purpose and what wants to flow down through me. So in that whole process, I understand completely how you can come up with your own artwork. I mean, every day I'm walking around and I'll just see like a picture or an image and I'll think, oh my God, wow, that would be just so cool to paint. And especially as well since the in-person immersion when we went to stay with Claire in Prague. I mean, that probably needs a whole separate video. So you can go into that another day. But what came from that was my absolute love for colour, for paint, for canvases, for my own imagination to see stuff. And And I've always wanted to experience that flow, but now it's my intention every day and I can feel it. It's always there. And for that kind of, I suppose, graduation in my art, if that's a word, like I now come out and I say, okay, the buildings had their time. All of that artwork has now kind of been retired and I don't really take any commissions for buildings or house portraits or anything like that anymore. They served their purpose. I mean, all of these fabulous, cathedrals and stuff, they don't come from me. They were thought up in the architect's imagination and they were built, and that's so incredible. But now I know that my imagination does work, very much so, and that what I want to say and what will come and flow from my imagination, that is so much greater. That's what I focus on every day. That's what I want to grow, and that's what I want to nourish, and that's what I want to create. And that alone has just meant the world to me. Like, I could absolutely burst with all of the excitement. Now, a lot of these paintings have still to be created, but I'm there, like, I get it. I'm just closer and closer every day to understanding me and what I came here to say and what I came here to create. And it's amazing. And that is hands down, that result and that growth has hands down been my favorite part of the whole process. And actually, even to describe that whole process, I would say it's been magic.